Keeping good on my promise that I will no longer preach about football, I want to talk to you about something near and dear to my heart. Baseball. So, if you don't know this about me, I'm a huge baseball fan. Lauren, well, I need to know this because at one point during Bartlesville, I actually hurried through the service to get to a playoff Rangers game that we then watched in the parish hall with everyone surrounding, as one does. Remember that? Yeah, it happened. I love baseball. Nicole loves baseball. Nicole used to write down every single game of the Texas Rangers in her planner before once the season schedule was out. Truth. She still does it. I can at any time, hold on, we decided my online pictures look terrible. So we can find any game at any time because I'll say, who plays tonight? She'll be like, oh, we play the whoever. Well, in 2010 and 2011, and I am going to talk about Jesus at some point, so stay with me. In 2011, 2010, the Rangers had what is arguably known as the best two seasons ever. Went to the World Series both years. Now, in 2010, Nicole and I were 30 and 26, respectively, which means we had a lot of money, right? I don't know if you know how expensive it is to go to the World Series. Well, let me tell you something. If anybody has an extra kidney later in life, I could probably use one because I sold mine to go. It was crazy, but we took all the money we didn't have and we bought 2 tickets to the World Series for the inaugural game, the first game the Texas Rangers had ever played in a World Series at home. And what?
Worth it.
Amen. And we sat 2 seats from the very top. Those tickets were $750 a piece.
Whoa.
Worth it. So we go, guess what? Most series in baseball, if you're losing, you want them to last at least 7 games because that gives you a chance. If you're winning, 4 is good enough. You have to win 4 out of the 7. This first year, 2010, and yes, I'm going somewhere, I promise. It's good. You're going to like it. So 2010, we go to this 3rd game. We've lost the first 2. Colby Lewis is on the mound. The whole place is going crazy. It's palpable, the joy that you can feel in Arlington Stadium where the angels sing when you walk up. Amen? Amen. That's right. So we're there. Colby Lewis pitches a flawless game. We win. It was the only thing we won during that World Series. To this day, I blame myself for not going to the rest of those games. If we'd been there, right? Totally. Well, guess what? 2011 happens, and guess what? We make it back to the World Series, and guess what? We did not go again because it was expensive. So we decided, as much young people do, that Buffalo Wild Wings would be the place we would inhabit for 11 days. And in Enid, we had quite a few friends. We have quite a few friends still, right? Okay. So we got them all together. None of them like baseball. Nobody cared. Anybody here care about baseball? Anybody here not care about baseball at all? Yeah, I'm getting somewhere. So all of our friends, we get up and we go to Buffalo Wild Wings for 11 days. And 11 because travel time and things like that. And we also need to go in between because it's beat-ups. So we go. We actually spent more money that week at Buffalo Wild Wings than we did going to the series. But it was awesome. Our friends came. I think there were like 18 of us. And we just mobbed deep and we were raucous and rowdy watching the games. And then the 7th game came on. That's right. 3-3. We're playing the cards. We're tied up. Game 7. Oh, we got 2 outs left. Pop fly, right field, Nelly Cruz, All-American All-Star runs back and misses the ball! I'm not mad about it. He missed the ball. We lost. We lost the World Series. I have never been so dejected as I was in that moment because we had it. It was right there. We had it. I remember crying. I cried, all right? I did. The Rangers are fantastic this year for the first time since 2011. I've gotten text messages and phone calls from my 18 friends, because I only have 18, the ones that were there that week. I've gotten calls from them all week. Do you know what they're asking me? They're not like, oh, are you excited? Are you ready? First text message, and I would show it to you, and I will. Are we going to Buffalo Wild Wings? The joy that we experienced in that week was unmatched. It was a moment in time where a memory was made that is so strong and a bond that was created that was so solid that it stood the test of 11 years. They don't remember any of the players. They didn't even care about baseball, much like those of you who raised your hand. But the joy of that moment being together stuck in their minds and in their hearts forever. Today, Paul is talking to a church in Philippi. And we got ourselves a good old-fashioned church fight, folks. Euodia and Syntyche, they're at each other's throats. Let me put that in perspective. BB and Paula are fighting. Y'all aren't really fighting, right? Good. Illustration will stand. That would have been weird. So, BB and Paula are in this fight, and Paul's like, guys, remember why you're here. Don't fight. Remember the good things, the joy that you have in the church that you go to. Remember why you're going. You're not going to be better than one another. You're not going because your ministry is more important. You're not going so you can be seen. You're going because the church in Philippi is rocking. It was, by the way. It was doing awesome. Because Paul realizes something the rest of us kind of forget sometimes. Joy isn't an emotion. Joy is a perception. Joy is not an emotion, it is a perception. Nicole's favorite Bible verse is Thessalonians 5:16. Choose joy in all things. Choose joy. It's not to say that we're happy-clappy, going around saying, oh, the world's so great all the time, my life is so perfect. That is not the case at all. We are living proof of that. What it is saying, and what Paul is saying, is that we have a choice. We can look at the harsh realities of this world and frown and be upset. We can disparage and lose hope, or we can choose joy. And I don't mean the kind of false joy that goes, oh, I'm happy on the outside but broken on the inside. I mean the kind of joy that rests in the faith of Jesus Christ. The kind of joy that says, while I am not happy, my heart is joyful because you are with me. Because no matter what I do in this world, you're going to love me. Because no matter who I am, my church people will love me. They will accept me for who I am. Because they hold joy too. We're not very good at this holding joy. We become complacent. We become kind of jaded. We're like, how many of you guys get the Monday morning grunts? You know what I'm talking about. Where you go to work and somebody's like, how you doing? And you're like, Or maybe Friday morning or every morning. I don't know. We don't have that problem in my office because nobody talks to me. But how many of you go into the office and know, or go to wherever you're going to go, whether it's staying home or something like that, and you talk to the first person that day and you're joyful? Not like, hi, but like, how you doing? You can tell when somebody's joyful, can't you? You can tell. Except for Dion. You can never tell if Dion's joyful at all. But everybody else, you know that they have this. Have you ever met those people that have that sense of joy about them? That just, it emanates from them. You want to be around them. I married one. I did. Not any points for that. I just did. But I also became one by virtue of that, because I watched her and I saw how she was joyful, and I wanted that for myself. I wanted that joy. And so when money got tight, we were joyful. When my daddy died, we were joyful. Today, on their 37th wedding anniversary, they would have been married 37 years, I am joyful. Because I got to have him for just a little while. What really can be taken from us in this life? People will die, money will disappear, things will go wrong. But can they take our joy? Can evil stand up in front of us and say, that is mine? Or do we say, no, I am God's? Do we look around the world and say it is broken and unfixable? Or do we look around the world and saying, I have the joy of Christ in me that says that no matter what happens, no matter what darkness befalls us, I will be the light of Jesus Christ in this world? Do we believe it? I sure as hell do. I absolutely do. I want to dance on the rooftop sometimes, and I know it drives you all crazy. I want to run up and down the aisles because I love Jesus Christ. But there are times when I feel broken inside that I still have a modicum of joy. Because that's what God calls us to be, a joyful people. Not a people that looks for the wrong in our neighbors or looks for the negative in situations or says, oh, it's all going to hell in a handbasket and we're all doomed. No, we're not those people. We are Easter people that live in a Black and Good Friday world. Time to stand up. Time to pray without ceasing. Time to get on our knees and stand on our feet, raising our arms or folding our hands and saying, to you, O God, is all glory, laud, and honor. And I am yours, and you are mine, till the end of time, forever and ever. Amen.